IQ Plus Nutri-System, which contains 10 essential brain nutrients with NVE that helps speed up the brain connection for faster learning. And of course, it also contains HMO, and that safeguards our child's gut, and in the long run, moms, their immune system becomes stronger, and they become healthier, and they can achieve more and are generally happier. And everyone, I hope you're all still having a wonderful time. I'd like to call back on stage to join me, Mommy Danica. There you go. Mommy Champion Danica, together with Doc Via de Guzman. Please join us up here. And of course, we want to discuss this further because, I mean, as you said, this is the first in the world, and it's not, you know, we're not going to let this just go by lightly. I mean, this is a wonderful breakthrough, a scientific study. And, you know, I just want to put in a little side note is that everything is just so expensive nowadays, right? And so we must get something for our child. We must make sure that it is the best. And we have to also make sure that they don't get sick because it's really hard to have to keep, you know, bringing them to the doctors, and it just takes up a lot of time. And of course, our budgets are quite limited nowadays. So I'd like to throw the first question to you, Doc June and Doc Lee. What would you say, once again, what we can't stress this enough, the key benefits of HMO?
Okay, so as you saw a while ago in my presentation, HMOs have three distinct mechanisms of action. So first, it's a prebiotic. The benefit is it feeds or nourishes the good bacteria found in the gastrointestinal tract. Second is it acts as a receptor decoy so that the bad or the pathogenic bacteria do not attach to the epithelial lining or the intestinal wall, so that the bad bacteria will not cross and will not cause infection inside the body. And the third one is it acts as an immune modulator. It helps in the secretion of substances by our immune system cells so that it can be strengthened, so that it can resist infections that the child is exposed to. So those are the mechanisms of action. But the benefits are it can actually reduce the incidence or help in reducing the incidence of common respiratory infections, diarrhea, and even, it's not in my slides, and even eczema or some hyperallergic or hypersensitivity conditions. So it has some effects also on reducing the risk for allergy.
Doc Ria, how about naman, I want our audience to get the grasp of this, the connection between our gut health and immunity.
All right. You know, 70% actually of our immunity lies in our gut. 70% of the immune system is there in our gut. That's why we want to protect it. We want to put in as good nutrition as possible so that it can do its functions, because we can be strong, we can have a stronger immunity based on how good our gut health is. So you have all the products and innovations that are being introduced, and that's primarily so we can strengthen the gut system, which of course leads also to stronger immunity. Because there are a lot of complex actions of HMO. In the clinic setting, maybe if I'm asked, you know, what is this all about? If there's one word you'd like to associate it with, it's immunity. Because you send off your child to preschool, if there's one sick child there, your child is going to go home sick as well. And, you know, can miss out on school, can miss out on a lot of learning opportunities. So if there's one practical consideration there, you just don't want your child to easily get sick. And all the mechanisms of action are done by HMO once it's in the gut.
That's right. And the whole aisle of milks. What made you decide to choose Similac? What was it that made it stand out?
Okay, because like what our doctors have mentioned, it takes care of the gut already, and then it boosts immunity. And what I really love about Similac is it has nutrients for the brain. It helps my daughter's brain develop faster. And nowadays, diba, I would like to call myself like I would say I'm a very frugal mom. But when it comes to nutrition or the health of my kids, I want to give them the best. I don't want to make depend, because sometimes we feel na oh, okay na yan, like other moms would say, okay na yan, gatas lang naman. But what you don't know is, if you don't take care of your kids now, eventually they will get sick. It's going to be more expensive. It's going to be more magastos, diba?
So what is it that you look for in a milk? What's the one thing?
For me, because Similac has everything already. It takes care of the brain, the body, the immune system. So what I look for in a milk is a milk that has everything.
You have to go to something that you can trust.
Exactly.
Something you know that will work, because we can't keep buying different milks all the time and keep spending. So you have to go for
And
something
I'm very confident because my daughter has been using or drinking Similac, and I don't remember the last time she got sick. If ever man, like a little sipon or something like that. But fortunately, nothing serious. So, I can really see that. I can say that it really works.
Well, thank you so much. Is there anything that you would like to add
Yeah,
before?
I just would like to add to what Danica said. So moms have a certain perspective, doctors also have a different perspective. So children have different kinds of needs depending on the development of the child, if it's lagging behind, whatever. So like if there's a developmental delay. So those are things that the doctor has to consider before recommending any nutritional intervention. So I highly recommend that moms out there, just bring your child to the pediatrician, and just for even if the child is seemingly normal, just bring the child there and see for healthy, what we call it, well child checkup, just to see what kind of nutritional interventions that the child will need. Always go back to your doctor if we are in doubt. Especially nowadays that we are always looking at the internet and looking for information here. So we have to bring that information
We
to the
are all
doctor
doctors,
to validate.
because of the internet.
Dr. Google
Yes.
or Dr. Mom.
Dr. Yo, is there anything else that you
And develop well. I specified earlier the first 5 years. It does not stop on the 5th year. But the first 5 years, very crucial. You lay out a good foundation. Your child is going to do well the rest of his life.
And would it say that we missed out if ever, like ngayon ba lang, 6 years old, 7 years old na yung anak ko, pwede bang humabol?
Pwede. It doesn't stop. You utilize the first 5 years because it's the time of the fastest brain development. But 12
years
it
old,
continues because yung higher cognitive functions, reasoning, judgment, memory, they still develop until they get older.
Is it true that if it's not properly stimulated, it dies? So ba yun? I read something like that.
There's something known as pruning. The brain is very complex. If you're not using information or processing it well, it will prune it. Ika-cut off niya yung connections na yun because it seems like you're not using
So
it.
hindi lang siya pang garden, yung pruning. Pati sa brain cells, yung redundant connections or yung mga nakikita niya na hindi importante dahil hindi mo ginagamit, it will be pruned out later on. So, yeah.
There is nothing better really than stimulation. And of course, good nutrition.
So stimulation, environment, happy environment, stimulation from the caregiver, the mom, the playmates, the brothers and sisters, and of course nutrition. Because these are two things which are what we call low-hanging fruits, which we can easily influence and control and modify. Unlike the others, like the genes, medyo mahirap na baguhin yan. Hindi na yata na magbabago yan. So ang pwede natin baguhin is the environment or the stimulation and also the nutritional intervention that we give our children.
Thank you so much, Danica. Lastly, anything you'd like to add before we take our pictures?
Something.
Tips or what's
Tips
the
ba to
one
the
tip?
aspiring moms?
Yes,
or the moms?
why not?
Okay, siguro I totally agree with what you've said a while ago, diba, that proper nutrition is really key, stimulation, and what's important is you really give your child the best and make sure talaga that you do your research, check on what they're eating, and Doc said a while ago also, bring them to the pedia, just don't think na, okay na yan. It's important that you really get to spend time with your child, know your child, and give them what they need because you don't want, to have regrets in the future.